Okay, we are
Your
back.
arrival was predicted by our soul crystal's vibrations. We already know why you are here and what you need from us. However, etiquette requires that we act as though we are ignorant of your desires. Now, what can we
I've always
do
loved
for
these
you
guys.
today?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out everything that I can. I've got a pen ready so that I'm going to make a note of anything information I want.
How wonderful, Captain.
I want data on alien races. Only
The
ever.
Ur-Rat are presently attacking the Pekunk in the Lakali and Krieger constellations. These beings have slavish devotion to their dark gods Dogar and Kazan, which in the past few years has been used against them by the Unga. If you need to manipulate the Ur-Rat, we suggest you discover the Unga's technique and duplicate it.
Right, so information here is interesting. The Umga have been manipulating the Ilrath into hunting and killing the Pekunk, who are generally quite peaceful. In terms of what I can gain from this, the Lakale and the Kruger constellation is pretty cool, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for the next part. So, I want more information on alien races.
The Pekunk are a mystical offshoot of the Yehat species, who left their bird brothers long ago to found a peaceful enclave in the Kruger and Geikless stars. At the present time, the Pekunk are defending themselves against the Ur-Rat, who have been commanded to attack the happy birds by Dogar and Kazan. The Pekunk may be unwilling to make a formal alliance with you, but we have confidence that if you explain yourself honestly, they will help your efforts against the Ur-Quan.
Important information. Dogar and Kazar are the names of Fred Ford and Paul Reich. I don't know who is who, but that's how they go on their little website when they talk about Dogar and Kazan. They're also Dogar and Kazan when it comes to Twitter, I believe. So a fun little fact there about Dogar and Kazan.
The creatures presently fighting the Ur-Quan are called the Korra. They are an Ur-Quan subspecies who split off from the main species many thousands of years ago. Their present fight is a ritual reenacting of a major difference of opinion between two rival Ur-Quan leaders after the Ur-Quan overwhelmed their slave masters, the Dinyare. The Korra are immune to reason, having long ago lost the ability to see their situation objectively. They live in a self-maintained paradox. To ensure their safety and security, the Korra fight an endless battle against all other sentient species.
Not much learned there. The Korra are just a general bunch of horrible ne'er-do-wells. More information, please.
I must warn you about some very bad people. Is this worth so many credits? You ask yourself. I assure you it is. The creatures are called the Druge, and they are a callous and evil race.
Yeah, we don't like them.
They care for nothing but profit and personal gain through unfair mercantile exchanges. Why are you looking at me like that, Captain? It is not appropriate. As I was saying, these wicked creatures will try to sell you commodities at unreasonably low prices. Boy, they almost give away fuel. Do not fall for their tricks. There are hidden costs, secret tariffs. So that you may avoid them, I will tell you that their main trade world is Zeta Persei 1. Why are you smiling? Captain?
Right. Zeta Persei 1, that is information on the Druge. I'll put all this information in the video, the most important stuff that I can get from this in the video description.
The Berbixies race evolved on the planet Arcturus 1. They lived there in a relatively benevolent manner until the Korra came and destroyed them during the course of 2 or 3 unfortunate days. The Druge were largely responsible for the Korra finding the Berbixies. You see, the Berbixies were in long-distance, hyperwave contact with a race known simply as the Keg. For decades, the Keg and the Berbixies traded much valuable information until the Keg came under attack by an invading race who you may know as the Korra. The Geg warned the Berbixies that the Korra located races by their hyperwave transmissions and that they had already discovered the radiations from the Druge. When the Berbixies were kind enough to warn the Druge that a hostile alien race was homing in on their hyperwave radiations, the Druge shut down all their transmitters and erected a powerful hyperwave beacon on the surface of the Berbixies moon. The Korra changed course, attacked the poor Berbixies, and sadly destroyed them all.
So, just make a note. Druge. Bad. Yeah, they don't like the Druge much. Might be because the Melnorme are in competition with them. Got 678 credits, got plenty more.
The Fradash
I
are
love
an
these
arrogant,
guys.
stubborn, and thick-skinned species who reside in the Draconis and Apodus star systems. They have little or no respect for anything but force, which they admire greatly. To make the Fradash your friends, you should consider killing most, but not all of them. In addition, they guard some kind of sacred relic at the star system Zeta Draconis, though we do not know the true nature of this artifact. The Fradash homeworld is at Delta Draconis.
Right. So, we've learnt a lot about the Fradash there. This is really useful information because we learnt not only about the Fradash's homeworld there at Delta Draconis, we've also learnt that there's an artifact at Zeta Draconis, which is really
After the
important.
war, the Chengesku and the Melnorme chose to be slave-shielded on the Chengesu's homeworld at Procyon. We suspect that they are melding their two species to form some kind of new hybrid race, a race which may well be powerful enough to destroy the Ur-Quan single-handedly. However, by our calculations, this process will take many decades, if not centuries. Should you wish to talk to them, we recommend you invest in a hyperwave broadcasting system, which is powerful enough to penetrate the shield around their world.
Hyperwave broadcasting system that might be needed. Right, so, interestingly enough, Arcturus the First is a Bafixi system, right? And the Druge put a hyperwave broadcaster on the Bavixi's moon, which means that I reckon that in Arcturus, that is where we will find the thing which we need to do the communication. That's just logic.
The Mycon are using this time, while the Ur-Quan have their attention elsewhere, to expand their sphere of influence as fast as possible. The Mycon colonize planets by launching tough spore pods from orbit and injecting them under the planet's surface. Months later, after the spores have grown hundreds of thick, fibrous tendrils under the planet's crust, the tendrils suddenly thrust up out of the planet and create huge calderas. Not incidentally, filling the planet's atmosphere with the Mycon's preferred gases, clouds of superheated steam and sulfuric acid.
Doesn't sound good. So the Mycon are bad, but yeah, Mycon bad.
Following the end of the war, the Androsim began experimenting with interdimensional fatigue, a process which is related to your faster-than-light drive, but involves dimensions far more alien than hyperspace. They had just made a major breakthrough when they were suddenly wiped out by a race called the Urs, who appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Actually, we don't know what the Urs did to the Androsim. They're just all gone.
I reckon that the Melnorme are right, and that the Androsynth were wiped out by the Urs because the Urs don't want to talk about the Androsynth.
The Arilulale are a mysterious race of IDF beings. IDF meaning interdimensional fatigue. They do not reside in this galaxy, or in fact, anywhere in this universe. While it is true that the Arilu are rarely seen far from the Colombe star group, they do make regular, secret visits to your world, and have done so for centuries. Ever since Earth was slave-shielded, they have focused their attention on the humans aboard the starbase, many of whom are now members of your crew. Though the Arilulale always smile and are never overtly hostile, we believe that they have a secret agenda which somehow involves your planet, Earth. These secret plans may or may not cause grief and woe to you Earthlings.
Yeah, the Arilu have always seemed very friendly. I've dealt with them in the past, they're relatively decent. And they do share some useful technologies with you, so I don't have a problem with them. More info.
Just under 20 years ago, the brave and suicidal Shofixi annihilated their species by exploding a precursor device, some kind of bomb, in the interior of their sun. The resulting storm of solar flares cooked the life off the Shofixi homeworld, and incinerated over 100 Ur-Quan dreadnoughts which had just entered the system to conquer the Shofixi. In actuality, there are still at least a dozen Shofixi left alive in the galaxy. One or two are at Delta Gorno, guarding the dead hulk of their once beautiful world. Others can be found in Vox space.
Right, so there's Shofixi at Delta Gorno. That is really useful because we're going to go there soon. More data.
The Slilandro are a mostly non-solid, sentient race who live in a gas giant at Beta Cori. We recently sold them a self-replicating exploration probe, which has somehow turned hostile and attacks everything it detects. If such encounters have angered you, Captain, please do not address your concerns to us. We possess a formal waiver of damages authorized by the Slilandro speaker and are in no way responsible for the situation.
Typical. I'm going to check back. So Delta Corvi,
Fly
Beta
land, though.
Corvi, right? Beta Corvi. Want to get it right. Yeah, Beta Corvi. There we go. We can get 2 more bits of information.
The cowardly Staffy live at the single planet orbiting Epsilon Grus. They do not actually live on their world, rather they reside on its airless moon. The reason? A xenomorphic species which craves the sweet-flavored flesh of the Staffy has been transported to the surface of their planet and makes every attempt to devour the poor Staffy. I'm certain that the Staffy would be forever in your debt if you were to eliminate these creatures from their planet.
I'll do it.
What? You fear the alien creatures will find you a treat also? Fear not. Our data reveals the beasts are not interested in your species. Should you wish to consult with the Staffy Ruling Council, you will need to know the secret Staffy cipher. A password, which is Huffy, Muffy, Guffy.
Well, even this guy knows it. Clearly they found him threatening. We've got 1 lot of information left.
Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be
Cyrene at Beetlejuice.
Their new world is at Beetlejuice. The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Mycon Deep child a century ago.
So... Right, there we go. That's as much information as I've got.
What else would you like to buy?
I think I'm going to be leaving.
Has been
I've got a lot of
pleasure
information
dealing
and I
with you,
can't wait
Captain.
to share all of it with you. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. I wonder where we should go next. I mean, we've already explored all of Zeman, so what we should probably do is there's Beetlejuice. We could go and contact the Cyrene. That does make a lot of sense. I did say I was going to hunt down the Shafixty. Beta Gorno. That means that it'll be Delta Gorno. That is where we're going. So we're going to go all the way to Delta Gorno and then we'll continue on our mission. This is exciting, isn't it? We've got a lot of information and hopefully this is going to help every single person who's playing the game. Oh, I should move the mouse off the screen. Yeah, the date is a worrisome thing for me. I mean, yeah, there are many ways that we could, you know, do a little bit better in terms of time, but we've discovered a lot with this journey, so I'm really hoping that it pays off. And Delta Gorno being the place where I'm going to meet the Shafixty, I'm already in contact with Admiral Zex. It makes sense because I'll be able to do some cool stuff evolving around the Shafixty maidens. Anyway, we'll find out what happens next time. Catch you then. Bye.